What was the early polis during the Greek Dark Ages? Imagine a time when Greece was emerging from chaos after the fall of the mighty Mycenaean kingdoms. That was the Greek Dark Ages, roughly between 1100 and 750 BCE. During this period, many large palaces and centralized governments vanished. Communities became smaller and more isolated, with fewer records left behind. But even in this darkness, new forms of social organization began to take shape. The early polis, or city-state, started to form as people began to settle in more organized communities. These settlements were often built around a central hill or an open space called an agora, which became the heart of civic life. And like the old palace-based kingdoms, these communities were more about shared local identity and cooperation. They were small, often just a few hundred people, but they laid the groundwork for future independence. In these early polis, power was usually held by local leaders or aristocratic families. These leaders helped organize defense, manage resources, and settle disputes. Over time, some communities grew larger and more stable, encouraging trade and population growth. This growth helped the communities develop their own laws and customs, making each polis a little independent nation. The shift from large palace kingdoms to smaller, self-governing communities was a big change. It meant that citizens started to participate more in decision-making. Although aristocrats still held most of the power at first, the idea of civic participation was beginning to take hold. This change was the seed for later democratic ideas, especially in Athens. Travelers today can visit ancient sites like Lefkandi or early city walls in places like Athens or Corinth. These ruins show how communities organized themselves after the Dark Ages. You can see remnants of the Agora, the marketplace and gathering spot, which was vital for civic life. These early polis were small but important steps toward the thriving city-states of classical Greece. So, during the Greek Dark Ages, the early polis was a new kind of community. It was a small, independent, and self-governing group of people working together. It was built on shared laws, local leadership, and a sense of identity. These communities eventually grew into the powerful city-states that shaped Greek history and mythology. Visiting Greece today, you can still see the physical traces of these early beginnings in the ruins and landscapes that tell the story of how Greek civilization started to rise from the shadows.